Iberia, ravaged by the bloody tides of war, kings and sultans, dukes and emirs. Adversity makes for strange bedfellows, my friend. And you must read carefully if you are to decide the fate of Iberia.
I, GUIFRE The Hairy, have finally found the soulmate in my wife, Countess ANTHE. Pursuing her took a great deal of time, longer than I had planned, but it worked out in the end. Rescuing my love from an intruder surely seems heroic to her, and to her, it will always remain that way. She can never know I paid the kid to break into her room in a feigned attempt to kill or kidnap her. Anything for love, right? With my wife's now undying love for me, it's time to look to my realm. The pieces are set and ready to move. I cannot get Duke BERNAT's face out of my head. I fear I can find no true peace or justice until the Duchy of Barcelona is mine. Hello everybody, this is Havoc and welcome back to my Crusader Kings 3 role-playing experience with Count Guifré The Hairy of Urgell. We've got quite an episode ahead, so as always before we begin, if you like any part of this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on bell notifications, and of course, leave your comments in the comments section. I read every one of them, and I appreciate every single one of them. Second, if you want to support this channel, but also reward yourself, you can check out my Nexus page, where you can find this game and many other strategy games, any game actually, in a vast host of library. So that way, again, you can purchase something for yourself, but also support this channel. Now, today, I, Count Guifré, will finally execute the plans that have been set for quite a while. We are going to try and take the Duchy of Barcelona today. Count BERNAT of Barcelona, I don't really feel has any idea this is coming for him. We are okay with each other. He does have several more men, and that is again, the biggest concern. But I think what's going to happen is I think we're going to have to risk going into a bit of debt. We will indeed go into a bit of debt in this war because I have to hire some mercenaries. There is no two ways about it. Even 327 pikemen would be extremely helpful, and we have some very good mercenaries at hand. The Catalan band of Roleplay has 2 knights, 758 soldiers. Captain Crusader of Catalan is a very decent man. He is also Catalan ourselves, which also helps us since we are Catalan, and being involved in the Iberian struggle actually helps us in the fact that same culture mercenary hire costs are down by 30%. And now, however, our liege obviously is involved as well. So he gets all the same benefits that I do, which includes enemy fatal casualties, advantages, army siege weapon effectiveness, and army pursuit. So it's not really giving us an advantage per se. The only advantage is simply from a monetary standpoint. Now, there are some other troops that we could look to, but they're all mainly light horsemen, and I really don't believe that, given the current landscape of the duchy that I am pursuing, that it would be advantageous for us. So I do believe we are going to go after the Catalan band of Roleplay. We're going to start this 133 gold for a 3-year contract. That brings me up to 1,800 soldiers myself, which is round about what he has. And if we were to declare war right now, we would have 1,300 after we call all of our allies. I'm not concerned about my allies answering or not answering the call. We have plenty of prestige, and I think we will very easily be able to do this war, as it were. So, let's get to it. My claims are for the Duchy of Barcelona. If I win, I would gain the Duchy of Barcelona, the County of Barcelona, the Bishopric of Sitges, and the City of Cardona. Now, both of these obviously would go to other people. They're not realms that I am interested in outside of personal ownership. So we will hand them off if necessary. But as you can also see, I will go over my domain. Well, actually, no, I won't. Because I will get the County of Barcelona, but just the Duchy of Barcelona as a title. So this will actually work out perfectly. And by the way, my domain has expanded thanks solely and in large part to Countess ANTHE of Urgell. Her 12 stewardship is part of the reason why she was so attractive to me. And of course, she has finally embraced the Catalan, the Iberian, actually high nobility. And my goodness, is she looking mighty gorgeous. We're gonna have to do something about that. Anyways, because of her position, she now is going to help manage my domain, which boosts my stewardship overall, giving me the ability to handle just one more county. But, as I mentioned, let's do this. 150 prestige is nothing compared to how much that I have. Declaring my claims, Duke BERNAT loses 25 opinion of me. It is a crime which allows him to rightfully imprison me if he can get away with it. And then Bilcheld Rojoindes, I don't know who that is. Oh, it's Duke BERNAT's court physician. I would assume her his mother. It is. Hi, aunt, actually, I guess it would be. Declared war on their child. They don't like that very much. Let's go ahead and get to it, though. We need to get rolling quickly. War has been declared. Prince Louis the Stammerer will answer the call. Let's get in here and see if we can't get him a little bit worked up before he can summon everyone. Count Guifré, he will join in as well. Very good. He is going to immediately try and run. The chances are even. We actually have, we should have more knights. We don't have more knights. We do not have more knights. I thought we did. Now, we have more pikemen, which will counter the horses. But only just so. So really, it's going to come down to how... just how good... Hello? Would like to click on this army, please. Commander is Duke BERNAT. There we go. Who is a commander advantage of 37. This would indeed be a very even fight. So I'm actually going to let him leave. Yes. I received some of the best news on the road. My wife is pregnant. Can't wait to hold the babe in my arms. Indeed. We need to make this war go fast. Now I've decided to siege Barcelona, which will take approximately 7 months. Duke BERNAT is on his way to siege Crusader, and I do believe we will be able to get there faster than he can get to me, which is good. Yes. Brilliant, yes. So we'll be able to take our war goal right off the bat. Barcelona is mine. However, I am going to lose Puigcerda. This was a rather quick pregnancy. With the babe cradled in her arms, Countess ANTHE looks up at me, her face a picture of serenity. My love, I think we should name her ANTHE after me. It is indeed a lovely idea. That's fine. Anything for my soulmate, right? We're at a strategical impasse between Mayor Reynard and Mayor Gombeau, discussing our strategy for the ongoing war. He eagerly points out all the prime targets we could immediately send raiding parties to pillage, while Gombeau explains we need to watch our foes. We are going to do both. This will give us improved pillaging and improved maneuverability. Oh, hold on. Unfortunately, that gives me a bit of a disadvantage. Siege phase time is really, really crucial, though. Let's use Mayor Gombeau's. Yes, we're going to have to go after Mayor Gombeau's plan. Absolutely. My wife, I spent a little bit of time in Urgell while countering a siege with Duke BERNAT. I did not. My wife became pregnant once again. And it seems that our second child has been born. My love, We should name her Maria in honor of the Holy Virgin. You know what? Maria will work. I'm not opposed to any of these names so far. We now have 2 daughters, which is great for us in a sense, because it means we can secure some future alliances. Unfortunately, it also means that I don't actually have an official heir of my exact bloodline. However, ANTHE de Barcelona is a genius, which will help us in many, many ways. And so is Maria de Barcelona. Very, very good. We are influencing our bloodlines in fantastic ways already. Duke BERNAT, unfortunately, is scheming around in ways that I can't quite possibly hit. However, we do have more men. I think we're just going to risk it for that sweet Catalan biscuit and see if we can't capture and defeat him. Now, though, we have a battle on our hands. Unfortunately, Duke BERNAT has more knights than I do. Oof. And he does simply have more troops overall. We did gain an advantage, but let's see how this progresses. Our knight was wounded by Count SUNYAR. Of course it was Count SUNYAR. This is very close. If my allies could come in, that would be advantageous. But it does appear that I'm quickly gaining the upper hand. Significantly faster. Yes. Yes, wounded Count Guillermo Saint Valerie. Oh no, Mayor Alvar. You were slain by Rambo. However, we have won. Let's take a look at this battle real quick. Sweet, victory, victory indeed. We actually came out a little bit on top, just barely though. Fighting in the mountains indeed was our biggest advantageous point. Our knights, unfortunately, one was slain, but 2 of his knights were slain. In terms of the pikemen, we are neck and neck. Our light horsemen, again, neck and neck. This was a very, very tough battle. The only advantage that we came out of this is the fact that we did lose more levies. We just simply had more men. Goodness gracious. They have quite a few people. Now, Mayor Leon of Agde is severely wounded. And in fact, many of his knights are severely wounded, which is great. That means that he may not be able to come back into the battle quite as much, or quite as effective. It also means that we could raise all armies, which would bring in our new knights. That's all it's going to bring in, and a few handful of levies that we can bring and utilize, and give us an even greater advantage. This shouldn't last too much longer, and we are massively in debt, which is causing some pretty big issues. The timing couldn't be more perfect. In a vain attempt of pursuing Duke BERNAT's armies, I decided, and my allies also, decided that taking more of his lands was the quicker way to result in the end of the war. After taking the county of Rosselló and also the county, or the barony of Carcassonne, Duke BERNAT tried taking my capital, and we are a mere week away. But I've already sent messengers. Hopefully, in an attempt to prevent any further bloodshed, mainly in my capital. But we've won this war. We're at 100%, and Duke BERNAT can't do a thing about it. I get the Duchy of Barcelona, the County of Barcelona, the Bishopric of Sitges, and the city of Cardona. I gain 80 fame, and then my allies will share 80 prestige as well, thanks to their immense help. While not directly from a battle perspective, the support did allow them to take on some counties, take on some sieges, and allow me to win this battle. Enforce the demands. Greetings, Duke Guifré. Oh, Duke Guifré, I love it, of Barcelona. May your years be short and miserable. You're a much greater foe than I imagined. In order to put an end to this bloodshed, I shall comply with your demands. I get the duchies. Oh, my word. I'm so excited. I am now a mighty duke. A mighty duke indeed. So be it. I got things to consider here. First, we're going to disband all the armies. That will get us out of debt rather quickly. But we've got some things in order. I am now under the lordship of King Charles the Bald of West Francia. Unfortunately, it's going to take a great deal of influencing to wiggle my way out of this one. Yes, I'm already thinking about that future. However, if push comes to shove, King Charles, who is getting up there in age, would be succeeded, by Prince Louis the Stammerer, who is my brother-in-law, and also Duke Ramouf's II's spy master. Now, I don't believe I have yet been appointed. This just happened. But I would imagine that I could pursue something, be it, if I could undermine Duke Bernat's stewardship. Oh my word, that would be the icing on the cake. I am fit for several of these roles, but we'll have to see what ends up happening when push comes to shove. My mercenary contract is expiring. We are going to let it lapse, as I do not need it any longer. But goodness gracious, I am now Duke Guifré The Hairy, and I couldn't be more happy. I also couldn't be more happy because my wife is pregnant yet again. Yes, she was pregnant during the siege of Urgell, which did give me a bit of apprehension. Whew. I am very thankful that this went down as it did. Now, what we need to do is I need to increase the control of Barcelona before we move our capital there, because we are going to move our capital there. We need to increase our fort level, which is probably one of the first things that we'll do once we get to that point. But yes, we can pay homage. We can also petition our liege. We're going to let things settle just for a little bit. There's no rest. There is only schemes upon schemes upon schemes. My spy master has come to me with grave news. While we don't know, someone is plotting to kill my wife. Who would do that? I have no idea, but the existence of the murder scheme is exposed, which gives us an advantage enough. But, Baron Gerard, my friend, I think I am gonna have to let you go, as it were. Now things are much more serious, and I can't be having the risk of your rather low intrigue causing issues. This will cause some issues regardless. But Count Sunyar is not going to be my spy master. For all I know, he's actually the one who is plotting to kill my wife. And he's also a known criminal. We've got some work we can do. But Mayor Valencia of Andorra, who is my vassal, she's a bit of a lunatic. It only really affects her health. But goodness gracious, does it give her some scheme resistance? We are going to assign her to the role to disrupt the schemes. This means it's going to take significantly more effort in order for things to work better for them. Let's get out of debt, and we'll switch over development of our counties to work that way. Bishop Willem Jorda, you know what? I'm going to keep you where you're at. Hopefully, you'll be able to stick with it. All right, what we're going to do real quick. I have an inkling of an... I know it's Count Sunyar. I know it is. I know it is. Unfortunately, I can't imprison him because he will rise up in rebellion. Now, I could do this anyways. He doesn't have a lot of people. And in fact, it might be a little bit of poetic justice to throw all of them into a dungeon. What is he? He attempted to murder me. Ho! Revenge is sweet, my friend. If I fail to imprison Count Sunyar, he will rise up in rebellion with other disgruntled vassals. So let's take a look at this before we jump the gun. I do have several disgruntled vassals, including Mayor Renard. Let's sway him in the hopes that he will be able to not be able to contribute to things. We don't have any factions against me, which is great. Now, I obviously just started this, is it a dukeship? Is it a dukedom? My duke position, we'll say that. Now, there is an independence group here. Were we to join, we would be able to potentially push our liege over the edge. This is too much for the beginning. I need to bide my time, and I need to use the patience that has been instilled with me to find the right time of justice to enact. We've had nothing but daughters, which means my life will be rather expensive, but also it's one of the most glorious things that I've ever experienced as a father. And I also mean this in real life as a father of 2 children. It's wonderful. But back to Duke Guifré, who I am. Oh, Anthe, you've been so brave, so strong. Words cannot describe my love for you. And now we have a perfect little daughter. Who will you become, my child, and what should I call you? We're going to name her after an ancestor, which we apparently only have 2. We have Nemilda and Ermesinda. I really like Ermesinda, and she is intelligent. My goodness gracious. May you grow to be strong and wise, my daughter. I have 3 children in the space of less than 2 years. Life is going to get crazy. I'm surprised my gold hasn't decreased already, but goodness gracious, if it isn't more evident that my wife and I are hopefully being true to each other, oh, this is it. Anthe de Barcelona may be only 2 years old, but she is a genius. I'm thinking, thanks to her geniusness, clearly I don't hold quite the trait, we should go ahead and start educating her. It can't hurt. And Riculf, which is of course the boob of a brother that I have, is my court tutor and my knight. I think it would be very, very beneficial if we went ahead and started the wardship. Now, as a result, Riculf will gain a 25 opinion of me, which is great. Anything to help my knights to be okay with me is going to work out. So let's go ahead and do it. Yes. Accept it, please. Awesome. Became the ward. Riculf gained up to 25 opinion of me. That'll work. And no sooner did Anthe turn 3 and we begin her wardship, and she becomes a brewing troublemaker. I've come to expect mischief from my daughter and heir Anthe. Her creativity keeps me on my toes. When it's not a prank, it's a brawl. A disgruntled tutor, my brother, or Gray's knees from an adventure gone wrong. She gains the trait Rowdy, which gives her a martial and intrigue. Never a dull moment indeed, and I love her stance as a 3-year-old. I've seen that in my own 3-year-old, so I know, oh man, I am in a world of hurt. We could go ahead and shift her education focus. It seems like she will either make a great diplomat or great intrigue. I'm going to go with intrigue. They do well with an intrigue education, so this will actually be a better focus for her. Awesome, fantastic. We may have a fantastic spy master on our hands. Council members, courtiers, everyone within my court, I have a 4th daughter. We're going to go with Nemilda. We're going to keep things. Oh, she's a genius too. Oh no. Oh no, we have so many geniuses in our family. Which is great. It's fantastic. This means that I essentially have 4 very fantastic means to expand my empire. But goodness gracious, I do need a son. It would be fantastic. I would like to make him my heir. But it appears daughters are all I'm getting right now, which isn't the worst. May you grow to be strong and wise, Nemilda. Absolutely. This was one of the worst fears as a father. Cradled by sickness, all babies cry, but little Nemilda, there is no end to her tears. Desperately want the midwife to ease my worries, but her furrowed brow makes everything worse. Your daughter's not gaining weight as she should. We will take good care of her, my lord, but in the end, her life is in God's hands. She becomes sickly. A severe penalty, dread loss of 100%. And natural dread minus 20. Why would you ever consider such a newborn to cause natural dread? She's in the hands of God now. There are few better ways to wrap up a portion of my story than to announce that in the recent pregnancy, my wife, Duchess Anthe, who I like that, has given birth to a son. Not only has she given birth to a son, but she has picked one of the best names I could ever think of. Let's name him Guifré, after you. A lovely idea. Oh my word. So I have Guifré II, has been born. I have an official male heir. My player heir and son, he is a genius as well. Our bloodline has been officially 100% secured, which is absolutely fantastic. I do not believe that my daughters get any claims, which will help in a way. Further down the line, I have to think about this simply as the man that I am and the ambitions that I pursue, but I now have 5 children within the space of less than 5 years, and Guifré II de Barcelona is my now official heir, and I could not be happier. Things are about to get wild and crazy, potentially a little bit reckless, but I'm excited to see where it leads. Ladies and gentlemen, that will be the end of this portion of my story. We have the Duchy of Barcelona. My little empire is slowly taking shape. I am now under the liege of a king, and we'll see how that will end up working out for him. To be quite honest, I am going to revel a little bit and let a time of peace happen as much as is possible. The only thing that might change is the fact that Count SUNYAR, we have to go after him. We have to. We don't have a choice. Hold on real quick. Hold on. Before we end, I was not aware of this. I was not made aware of any of this. Deodat has died. Unfortunate for him. And it appears that Countess Guenedilda of Rosseo, she sounds very familiar, but perhaps Guenedilda is just is a common name. It appears he's taken up a new wife. Oh no. Oh no. We will definitely try to imprison him in the next part of our story as we look to finally remove him from our lives forever and erase a nemesis so I can finally live in peace once and for all. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for this episode. For watching this episode, I do appreciate it. Of course, you can do all the things to engage the YouTube algorithm, be it giving the video a like, subscribing to the channel, turning on bell notifications. Commenting is, of course, the greatest way I feel that you can do in combination, because I just like your comments. I think they're working out very well. I love this roleplay. I'll just say this. This is breaking from character, as it were. This has been a really fun experience, and I'm glad you guys are enjoying it as well. And I can't wait to see how I can improve my skills while also in making things more entertaining for you guys. So again, thank you all for watching. This is Havoc, and I'll see you on the next role-playing episode of Duke Guifré de Barcelona. Stay tuned.
My friend, and you must tread carefully if you are to decide the fate of Iberia.